how can I put this? It's going to probably offend a lot of people out there and piss some people off, but here's the truth. We are the... Hey amigos, hope you're having a sensational day, wherever you are in the world, and thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It's free, and it would really help grow my channel. And share it if you want to. I'd love it if you shared my videos. I put a fair bit of effort into them, that's for sure. So, yeah, I just wanted to make a video about discrimination. I want to share my discrimination story. Yeah, I guess you call it disability discrimination. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, well, I'll give you a bit of a backstory if you don't know. I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic. I broke my neck surfing 25 years ago, nearly 26 years ago, when I just turned 20. So obviously I've been in a chair, been a quadriplegic for 25 years, nearly 26 years, and I've traveled everywhere. So I live in Australia, I live in South Australia, but I've traveled, that many places in Australia, like heaps. Traveled lots, stayed in all different places, hotels, resorts, you name it. Traveled the world, been to Bali, been to Hawaii a couple of times, been to Mexico, Central America, I'm forgetting somewhere. Anyway, I've traveled a lot. And you know, there's a reason that I'm telling you that I've traveled a lot. So here's my disability discrimination story, folks, and yeah, hope sitting down. Anyway, okay, so here we are. Like I said, I've been disabled, been in a wheelchair for 25 years, and the honest truth is, I've never ever experienced discrimination. That's the truth. Some people might find it a bit weird, but it's just the truth, folks. I've never ever been discriminated against. I don't even know how to say the word. Discriminated against because of my disability. And that's the honest truth. And that's my story. I know some people have a different story, but from my experience in 25 years, traveling to all those places, even in those places like El Salvador, Central America, Hawaii, so that's United States, Mexico, Bali, Indonesia, and El Salvador and Bali aren't that accessible at all. Like, I would honestly say they're not even wheelchair accessible. But I've never been discriminated against, like seriously. And I think that's good. I think that just goes to show, you know, how far we've come in the world, in Australia. I think it's pretty cool. And I've watched a lot of stories on YouTube, a lot of people sharing their discrimination stories, and yeah, like I said, that's just not what I've experienced. It's actually the opposite, and it makes me a bit uncomfortable. And so I'll share what I call positive discrimination stories, okay? So, and it does make me feel really uncomfortable. Like, yeah, I just think it's a bit over the top and a bit unfair. Other people might have a different opinion, but you know, that's okay. So what I call positive discrimination is I can go to the shopping centre and you've always got security, and I carry a little bum bag, and they will check every single person's bag but never ask for mine. I've been to nightclubs. I mean, everywhere. I go everywhere, folks. Like, if anyone that knows me, you know I don't sit around. I'm in and out of restaurants, nightclubs, frigging going to festivals, traveling the world, jumping on all different planes, going here, there, everywhere. Like, and no one asked to check my bag. At the airport, of course. But if I go to the shopping centre in Australia and they're checking bags as they come out, they're just like, no worries, mate, you go through. I could honestly steal everything if I want. And I call it positive discrimination. Like, they don't want to offend the wheelchair boy, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, another example, like if I'm waiting in line somewhere, let's just say if I wanted to go pay my registration for my car at the local rego office, as soon as I get there, there can be a line of 30 people and they've been waiting there for an hour. Everyone knows you wait there for a long time. they'll come straight up to me in front of everyone and be like, you can go to the front of the line. Like, it's crazy. Like, so there's 30 odd people lined up for ages, and I rock up and they're like, no worries, mate, you can go to the front of the line, go there and get served straight away. And I actually refuse, because why should I go to the front of the line? I'm sitting in a $7,000 wheelchair with a $1,000 cushion that's just built for comfort and built for me. Like, I don't do it. I don't like it. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. Yeah, look, if someone's got pain, I can totally understand. If someone's standing there, they can't stand for long, or they got pain, yeah. But for me, I'm not in pain. I sit in my wheelchair all day, every day. I'm not uncomfortable, so I literally just get in line like everyone else. And you can see everyone in the line, they really respect me. Like, you can see they have a lot of admiration for me. They're like, oh, that's cool, dude. Like, yeah, we really admire that. And that happens a lot, even in El Salvador. El Salvador, Central America, is the most inaccessible place in the world. And I get treated like a king. Like, I'm not joking. Like, everywhere I go, everyone wants to help me. Everyone's really kind to me. Even in the shopping centre, my wife and I will line up, and there's like 10 people in line, and they're, oh, disabled boy, oh, you come through, yep. You come through to the front, mate. Like, you got to get through. And most of the times I refuse, but you can't kind of refuse, because they just make a big deal. They'll come and drag you along and drag you through. So that's my story, folks. I've never, ever experienced discrimination, only positive discrimination. And the positive discrimination makes me feel very uncomfortable. Like, getting treated differently. And the truth is, everywhere I go, in Australia, wherever I've travelled, wherever I've been in 25 years, I've honestly been treated like a king. I get treated better than anyone else. Like, we are, how can I put this? It's going to probably offend a lot of people out there and piss some people off, but here's the truth. We are the most privileged people. Now, I'm speaking for the places that I've been and where I live, okay? So I know other places are different, all right? But I would say I am the most privileged person in Australia and all the places that I've travelled. Like, I have a lot of privileges, and the most privileged. And I really appreciate that, don't get me wrong. It's just the positive discrimination that I don't really like. Like, yeah. So anyway, folks, I've had my rant and my spiel. Comment below, tell me your stories. You know, if you've ever experienced discrimination in Australia or somewhere else in the world, share your story, share how you feel. Yeah, that'd be really cool. And maybe you're like me, you've just never experienced discrimination in life. You've only just been treated by like an absolute king. Like, you've just been treated so well everywhere you go. Even experience positive discrimination where no one will check your bags. No one, you know, it's like, oh, sir, to the front of the line. Yeah, you get treated like royalty, and I really appreciate that, don't get me wrong. But, alright, folks, I'm going to leave it there. I've been ranting long enough, talking long enough. I really appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good day.